Boom, we're live. After tons of problems, which I don't even know if they're sorted out. The one problem has left. I don't know what he was doing, but it was a 379 Pete next to me, probably with a cat in it, just revving the hell out of his engine every once in a while. And I don't know, it doesn't even sound like he has any mufflers on it at all, which usually ain't that bad, but uh, I'm going to say it probably had a hole in the manifold, really. It did not sound good at all. But we are live. I hope there's no echo. I have tried everything to get rid of this echo. It's not coming out of the soundboard. It is something to do with Windows 11 here. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Um, but as far as I know, the echo is kind of gone. It's something to do with Windows. I had this problem last time when I went live, and I cannot seem to get it to disappear off of off of here. So if there's a really obnoxious echo, I'm sorry, but that's just what it's going to be right now. So I have a 1 a.m. appointment here over here at Wake Firm. Yeah, 1 a.m. appointment over here at Wake Firm. And I see people moving. I don't got no phone call, so uh, I might get called in here. Maybe. Just possibly. Yo, what's up, Trucking Reviews? What's up, Josh? Usually I never get called in here early, but maybe tonight's going to be different. Maybe I'm actually going to get called in early. So, worst comes to worst, I am not taking all this down, and you're going to watch me drive out that window there. I'll probably have to spin the seat around or something, and yeah, because I'm not going to do that. I just spent about a half hour just trying to figure this thing out and get the echo gone. If there's a bad echo, just go ahead and just type echo in the comments. Like I said, I did about 10 or 15 tests, and I've deleted 20 different properties on Windows 11 here, and I just can't seem to get rid of it. And I've already unplugged the soundboard, and it still does it. So it's something to do with Windows. I don't know if it's enhanced audio or something. Yeah, yeah, Josh, this is the Plastic Kenworth. That's where I'm at right now. Oh, you're in the SAP program. Yeah, you're going to be stuck there for a while. And to be honest, if your company kept you, that's probably the best outcome. To be honest with you, because your other possibilities were like Western Express or something, and you don't want to have to deal with them. I'll tell you that. So I didn't have nothing really particular to talk about. I am just winging this tonight. I haven't been live in a long time. I haven't done live from this setup. I bought the freaking laptop. I bought the soundboard. I have all this here, and I haven't been doing anything with it. So I figured, why not? I'm gonna have like 5 hours of nothing, 6 hours of total nothingness. Might as well go live and maybe help some people out and talk about some things. Long away, Fargo is in the house. So I'm thinking about doing something which I hope it doesn't screw up the channel too much, but this year is a special year, as we all know. All right, and what I am pondering is I might have a little bit of an initiative going on because there are over 3.5 million truck drivers out on the road, probably more. All right, and out of that 3.5, I've basically read some estimates because there's no hard data because, well, no one gives a crap about truck drivers really, especially when it comes to the political realm and everything. The estimate is that about 70 to 80% of truck drivers don't vote. Most likely that's because they're on the road working and or whatnot, and or they just don't care. So this is going to be my little pet project here that I hope doesn't piss anybody off politically because I'm going to try to come at this with I don't know, an open mind. Like I'm not trying to pick sides here, but we probably already know who I'm going to vote for when it comes time for this whole debacle to go down. But what I want to try to do is I want to try to basically get everyone to truck and vote. All right, just go out and truck and vote. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to try to find, well, I think I found an organization that helps with absentee ballots, and what we're going to do is I'm going to try to get that information out there. I'm going to do a little bit more research, but the big problem is majority of these get out and vote organizations and stuff. They're a little one-sided, but the way I see it, as long as they can pinpoint everybody in the same direction to fill out your absentee and actually get your absentee ballot in, that's the only thing that matters. So I'm gonna look over here. It's a lot easier for me to do that. Let's see here. We got a bunch of comments coming here. We got Corey Walker's in the house. We got Trucking Reviews here again. Special is an understatement. Yeah, thanks, Josh. Let's see. We got Jeremy saying drivers are nasty. Yes, they can be. Yeah, Josh, we know who we're voting for and everything. That's for sure. Well, I don't know. There ain't. What's your other options? To be honest with you, then. Even if I was looking at this from the other side, I don't know. I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to cast that vote. Let's see. You better have an open mind. Yeah, I try to have an open mind. Let's see. LTI money. Yes, please vote. Yeah. Well, that's the problem. The big thing in the trucking industry is a lot of guys they'll come on here, they'll complain, and they'll complain and complain, and they'll be like, "Oh, nobody does anything for us. Nobody cares." You know why? Because, like I said, those estimated numbers that I read about, that 70 to 80% of us that don't vote, that's why nobody gives a crap. We're not. We're usually we're not home to vote. I would imagine for most of us. I take off if I usually vote in person, so I don't care. I take off, especially when it comes to like presidential elections the last couple of years. Local elections, depending on what's going on. Luckily, in my county, it's pretty locked down on the way I like it, and who's running and everything. So I don't usually have to come home and vote all the time. But things have been changing here where I live. New people have been moving in from certain areas and everything, and maybe I'll have to be taken off for local elections too. But you know what? All of us that complain about this stuff, if we're not there to vote, what are you really complaining about? It's just is what it is. Like all this bullshit with California and everything. I don't think you're going to really be able to change any hearts and minds in California. In the actual caucus over there. But at least federally, if we can, see some change and dissolve some of the powers of the EPA, or at least bring them down to some common sense, we might have some change over there, at least enough that it doesn't affect people from other states. Oh man, let's see here. I'm gonna get back to some of these comments here as I see them popping in here. WD. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna screw that up. Usari. I sign up for absent ballots where I register to vote. I live in Oklahoma. They are mailed to the house. Yeah, see, I'm not. I know all states are different. All right, so here I'm just let the cat out of the bag. So the only real organization / website that I can find is something called vote.org. And you pretty much just look up your state and everything, and it literally takes you to in my case, into the Pennsylvania website and lets you fill out an absentee ballot and everything. So that's really the only way. If we could get 3.5 million truck drivers to vote this election, I don't, just whoever you decide to vote for, that would be freaking stupendous, literally. All right, compared to what, the 700,000 to vote now. That's basically the estimates right now. 700 to maybe 1 million truck drivers vote out of 3.5 million plus. And then we complain about how nobody wants to lobby for us. Nobody wants to do anything. And it's because we don't do anything, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to make this my little initiative. Maybe every video I have, it's going to come up and say truck and vote and whatnot. So that's going to be the start of this live, my little presentation, I guess. So everyone that's in here right now, spread the word, get out and truck and vote, because we're going to need some change this year. Definitely. Not only just in the trucking industry, but in just about everything. Oh, let's see here. Chief Freight Hauler, good evening. Corey Walker, unionized, but most truckers are truckers. I know it'd be great if we unionized to a certain point, but I don't think we could just jump on with the Teamsters. I think we'd have to start our own union and everything and get everything from scratch, because I don't know. The way I see it with the Teamsters is, if the Teamsters were actually really the Teamsters, like the good old boys that we all remember they used to be way back in the day, and with the corruption and stuff still. Uh, majority of the American jobs would have never went over to Mexico, would have never went over to China. We wouldn't have had the that Trans-Pacific trade deal going on and everything. That would have got neutered a lot. And the union might have scuffled and huffed and puffed a little bit about it, but they didn't. They were politically bought. And yeah, this is what we end up with, because I don't think, if you look at the union of the 70s and 80s and stuff, if they continued on the way they were thinking, the actual true union way, we wouldn't have half the problems that we got today with employment and factories and basically middle America just turning to crap. Actually, most America, just any older part of America that actually had employed real hardworking employees. We probably wouldn't have half the problems that we got today if the union actually stood for what they said they were going to stand for. Other than that, I guess for the most part, hey, they sure helped UPS out. My opinion, they pretty much threw my opinion on unions, or at least the union with the UPS and the who do we want to call it? I don't know why I want to say Old Dominion. I know who it is. Holy crap, Yellow, yeah, Yellow and whatnot. I was thinking of their other name. Yellow is. I think they pretty much threw Yellow under the bus and used them as a sacrificial lamb to basically prop up UPS and the other their other things they were going after. So that's my opinion. Yellow pretty much got theoretically thrown under the bus, I guess you could say. Um, let's see, where was I here? Oh yeah, the union part. Are you driving in the big storm that's coming? So many accidents. Not really. I am actually only about an hour and a half away from my house here. I am just off of 380 here in Pennsylvania. Uh, I forget the name of this actual town, but basically I'm at Wakefern Foods. Um, oh, we had to burp there a little bit. Yeah, so I'm pretty much like an hour and 20 minutes away from the house. So I was hoping maybe I'd get out of here early and be able to go home tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like I said, I have a 1 a.m. appointment, and usually Wake Firm's pretty good at keeping you right on your appointments here. Grab the TV here a little bit, move some stuff around. All right, there we go. When Trump lost 2020, my boss sold all of his trucks. Yeah, I could believe that. I heard a lot of people were closing up after that. We just all knew what was going on. Like, look what happened with Dodge and everything too. That whole Dieselgate thing going on, and you know what? It's just going to get worse. It's going to continuously get worse. Um, at this point, I would say it's more of a witch hunt than just normal politics at this point. With anybody, and the problem is that there's a lot of decent people that think different ways than me or a lot of other people, and they're getting thrown under the bus too in all this. I know a lot of people that vote certain other ways, and they are perfectly happy with pledging allegiance to the flag and love their country and everything, and they don't particularly like what's going on either, but they don't really have any help from their base, I guess you could say. Reed in the house. Good evening, Jackknife. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. So far, all is well here, for the most part. Like I said, as long as I don't have a huge echo going on, for the most part. Um, I don't know. I guess when I watch this live back, I'll have to see. And worst comes to worst, I'm gonna have to do some googling and find out how to get rid of the echo that Windows puts into this. Because when you spend a couple $100, between a soundboard and a mic and stuff, and you get this whole setup going, I wanted to sound the way I wanted to sound, not the way Windows wants it to sound. If you know what I mean. So for the most part, that's really what I want to come on for a live, and just hang out with you guys, hang out with my adoring fans, yeah. And just shoot the bull, really. But yeah, I really wanted to get that out there, that a little initiative. Like I said, I'm going to try to push trucking vote this year, and I don't know, maybe turn it into something. I know I'm not as big as like Asia Maya and whatnot. Well, Mother Trucker will say, but I would at least like to try to get that out there, just to let people know that fill out your absentee ballots. If you're not, if you're not going to be home, or most likely you're probably not going to be home, just fill it out. A lot of states also too. A lot of states have early mail-in, not mail-in. I would not mail-in vote, but a lot of states have early voting too. I would look into that. I think Georgia has like 17 days. I'm just going off random states, like 17 days of early voting. So I don't know if those days include any weekends or whatnot, but maybe if you're home, just run by and go ahead and vote early. The mail-in voting, I don't know. I don't trust that thing farther than I could throw this truck. Put it that way. Let's see, Corey Walker. We might think differently, but it is too many old timers living out of their trucks, and it's been like that. Yep, for decades. We need retirement funds as truckers after 20 years, after 20 years, divorce, bankruptcy, child support. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know what, though? A lot of those guys, Corey, though, trucking, how can I put it? Trucking attracts certain people sometimes. And some of those people are just set in their ways. Like, I don't want to try to call them any derogatory names or anything, but I mean, when we see them, the ones that throw bags and shit out, and piss bottles everywhere and stuff. And then also there's the over the ocean kind of problem too. And it's not, mega carriers don't necessarily say that they're searching for those kind of people, but that's really what they're searching for. They're searching for people that will, they'll pay 50 cents a mile for the next 25 years. They won't say anything, and they'll just smoke their 2 packs of Marlboros a day, and drive from point A to point B, and don't have any objections to what they're doing. Mega carriers and them, the people that take advantage of people like that, they just love that. And some of that is just in trucking in general. A lot of us let ourselves get taken advantage of, on purpose, because we just think there's nothing. There's nobody high enough to have a say for us. And like I said, voting is the first step for that. Like I said, 300 and what is it? 3.5 million plus truckers, and only 700,000 of them estimates vote. Maybe a million. You think anybody running for office really looks in the truckers then at all, because they already know they're not going to vote? You think any of them actually stick their necks out? I know I wouldn't if only 700,000 are maybe voting out of 3.5 million. Why would I bother, guaranteeing anything or putting my neck out for anything if I know I'm probably not going to get your vote anyway? You're just not going to vote. And I think that's the whole reason why we have a problem with the lobbying groups that we do have, like OIDA and stuff. If you don't have any voting power. Like, like let's say the unions have lobbying groups, and depending on the union, depending on the union, their lobbying groups, they they get invited right to the White House and things like that. You ain't seeing no OIDA, OOIDA lobbyists getting invited directly to the White House or anything. What they might see Pete Buttigieg, woo, yeah, I know. I'm kind of on a roll. I don't know. I guess I read about a few things and just I just see where things are going, and I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think it's. I don't know. I can't. It's getting really hard for me to see a future like a steady future in actually having an authority, owning a trucking business. Um, I'm trying to think of an industry that's kind of gone this way. Uh, I kind of don't want to bring up the automotive industry because I think that's a little bit too powerful. But I don't know, maybe like look at the automotive industry. There's very rarely anybody that's ever coming in, and I think we're gonna end up to like a monopoly kind of situation where regulations and laws and things are going to be put in place because the mega carriers can afford to. They're big enough right now that they can use those laws and regulations to keep the small guys out. Even if it costs them a little bit of money, they'll make it up. All right. Uh, and what they're going to do is, I think we're going to basically be regulated out of this industry. I think small to medium sized fleets are going to be regulated out of this industry. Industry. I don't know, I'm freaking so thirsty. I haven't drank any water today. Had the heat blast on me so I could see out the damn windows. Oh, all right. So, like, I think they're going to pretty much regulate small businesses out of this industry. Um, and to be honest, some of that is our fault. Some of that is our fault because I always say every time I'm either on here or I do a video. Well, hold on. Let's get this out of the way because this I know I've had a few people comment on it, and when I start talking about business, there's a few people that get their panties up in a bunch, and they say why should we listen to anybody that had 3 trucks at one time and still end up going out of business. Uh, and I will say, take everything you hear on YouTube with go through it with a fine tooth comb. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt, sort of way. But to be honest, I mean, I don't know. I'm only on here really for one thing. I'm not making millions of dollars. I'm just on here telling my hard stories and things I've gone through, and explaining what I see, my opinion out here on the road about things. And as for losing the trucks and everything, that that was pretty much, a lot of shit happened right before COVID, and I had a lot of money out the door when that happened. And I could not. The problem was I could not survive long enough before that. Those like 4, 5, 6 months before things started coming back with $4, $5, $6 mile rates. I could not survive that long having 2 employees that I had to supplement their income because there just wasn't enough work. Along with the credit cards that I charged up for fixing trucks and stuff, like, see, the one was like 32,000 or $35,000 bill, and it just all happened at once. If COVID didn't come around and there was that sudden stop, like an entire stop of my direct customer and just spot market rates and everything, if that didn't happen, it would have been a little blip. I wouldn't even noticed it, and we would have just kept chugging along, and I probably would have 5 or 6 trucks right now. And that's pretty much the story of that. And I kind of don't want to talk about it. Kind of pisses me off a little bit. That's my failures, and hey, you know what's funny though too? I've said this also before. I have a problem with. I'll give good advice, and the problem is I have a hope and a dream, I guess you want to say, maybe going back to something close to that or going fully into that. Having 3 trucks again or whatnot, my authority. the problem is it clouds your judgment sometimes. And like this truck was technically a bad judgment. All right, technically a bad judgment. I should have seen maybe where the economy was going, but I thought I had a golden ticket here, being direct here with Tyson, and it's bitten me in the butt. And like I said, take whatever I say with a grain of salt. But it is what it is, and I can't go back and change anything. If I could see that COVID was coming, I would have probably done a lot of different things. Um, Also, another thing is too, when you make friends with your like become friends with your employees, get to know them, or see their family show up or whatnot. Um, it makes the situation, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not mean enough. Like it would have been very hard for me to just say, "Hey, goodbye," and the very next day there's no going to be no work or whatnot. For a little bit there, I rolled payroll for a little bit, and I told him, I said, "Hey, start looking for a job because it doesn't look like this is going to end. This ain't going to be no 15 days stop the spread." And yeah, that's really what happened with that. So we're gonna. I've been seeing comments flopping here, like no tomorrow. Let me go down through here. Yeah, this started with talking about the union, old timers and stuff. All right. Let's see. Jersey Trucker, what's up, Jackknife? Hope all is good, brother. Yep. Yeah. For the most part, I mean, I'm running. I'm making money. A lot more than I mean, I'm running a little bit harder and differently than I really would like to. I barely have time to edit really, because usually edit. If I edit some footage, because I take way too much footage, it might take me 6 hours to edit a video, and even then, I still have way too much footage. So I just haven't really been out here on YouTube a lot lately. I gotta find some way to, I don't know, get the information I need out of the video and get the footage that somebody might actually want to watch and put it out there instead of these. I don't know. Like my last video was like 57 minutes long or 56 minutes long or something like that. So I mean everything's going all right in that aspect. Let's see, Cheap Freight Hauler. Uh, you can have a retirement without help from the gobblerment of a union. Yes, that's true. I mean, I got some stocks and everything. They're not as great as they used to be. I also got my own Vanguard account, but I haven't really contributed to it at all. I haven't contributed to that since the beginning of COVID. Just haven't been able to afford to really. Just every 5 minutes something was wrong. Like that 9400 I had. I thought that if I could have got that paid off and been where I'm at right now, I'd probably be fine. That would I would have an extra $4,000 a month or so in my pocket, and that was a shit show to begin with. I should have never bought that truck. When I had a thought when I bought that truck, I was like, man, this truck's pretty wonky a little bit. I said, I hope it holds together just enough to pay it off, and it was just every couple months, couple $1,000 here, 10, 15, 10, just nonstop nickel and dime me death. And what guys don't think about, they're like, oh, it's $10 or $15,000. Well, you don't have the truck for 2 or 3 weeks, and you still got to roll your home expenses and everything else. That's it adds up to a lot more than 10 or 15 grand. Um, so I digress. I know I'm off on a little tangent there. Just trying to put out what my opinion is on certain things, I guess. Uh, Jeremy, why did Prime get into grain hauling? I have no idea. I don't really have any. I mean, I used to be in Prime, like long, long time ago. We're talking about 2013 or whatnot. But the only reason I would think they got into grain hauling is they needed the work. I think they probably went to some kind of show or whatnot or trade show, and they probably got hooked up with some kind of customer, and yeah, it went from there. They must have locked herself into a customer, and I guess it's great because I know I've heard a lot of guys saying that Prime's been very slow for them. They haven't had loads, but then again, you got the cult. The cults say everything's fine, so I don't know. It's hard to tell what's actually going on over there at Prime. But all I would say is if they're expanding in the grain, in the grain hauling and whatnot, it's because they need to, not because they necessarily want to. I would say. Um, But hey, look, JB Hunt and stuff does all that crap too. I've seen JB Hunt haul grain. Seen JB Hunt haul scrap cars. I've seen them haul all kinds of crap, dirt. So maybe they're just trying to take a playbook out from them. Let's see, Little Neo. I think I seen you at the pilot in Newark, New Jersey on. Oh, no. You might have seen me drive by that pilot, that one on Dreamus Avenue. But I don't ever go into that place. It's a freaking nightmare. I've been by there though. Let's see. There's a. I don't know if it's a U.S. I think it's a U.S. cold storage that's on the other side there. I've been to, but I've never pulled into that pilot there. Let's see. Nicholas Earl. Oh, you're live. Yeah, I'm trying. I guess you could say I'm live. I'm here. I'm here. Maybe not mentally, but I'm here physically on the camera. Is that why you got the blackjack knife? I mean, I don't really get. I just there's just a few comments I read, and I want to be kind of transparent with everybody. Um, like I said, I'm not really doing this for. I don't know. I don't know why trucking YouTube channels even exist. To be honest with you, I'm just doing this really to help other guys out, maybe help myself along the way, and just tell it how it really is. Because I don't have any. I don't have any ties to anything. There's no ties to this company. I don't have to sell anything. All right. Yeah, I don't have to sell anything. I would like to try to sell some of the stuff that I have, like the found business that I have on a lot of my videos or whatnot that I've been putting in the description. It To me, it's easy because I used to use QuickBooks. I like that. I mean, if you ever want to take a look at that, you can take a look at that. I'm not saying I don't try to sell anything, but that's primarily the only thing I've promoted, that and Mighty products, because I've used to order from them all the time. And I guess at least where I live, it's shipped. Like I would have the stuff within a day or two because it's out of Ohio. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to pull over wool over anybody's eyes. I don't have no financial gain out of this, so the only thing I can give people is knowledge, I guess, and let my failures um, I guess, wake you up. See, take a look at your own finances, and whether that be personal or business finances, because they go hand in hand. And I kind of just I don't want to be like the poster choice, the poster boy for failure, but yeah, in some ways I kind of am. I'm still here hanging on. I'm doing all right. I kind of cry wolf sometimes a little bit with how shitty things are getting, but it's like an up and down cycle. Let's see, cheap freight hauler, jackknife. How do you attach your lights up there? Oh, these up here. I'll have to find the Amazon link, but I just randomly bought Amazon. I don't know, freaking string lights, I guess you could say, and they have 3M sticking on the back. The over top the cabinet's pretty easy because you got a lip over top the cabinets there, cheap freight hauler. But around the front, somehow it sticks to the actual fabric. I just have it right along the line of the shelf that's up here. Eventually, I'm going to try to drill. I'm going to drill a hole in the shelf here and put a 12-volt charger right up there and have the lights hooked up to that. Right now, I just have the wire hanging down, but I guess whenever I get around to that, I'll get around doing that. But I think it costs, I don't know, like $49. It also goes. I think it's like two lines, two leads on each one. It also goes across the top here, right along the curtain too. So, see, Christian Roberts. Did you see TQL lost 100 million for Fair Labor Act's lawsuit in Ohio? Oh, against their, well, they're running them all around like interns and part time and everything like that. Yeah, I've heard about that. That's been going on for a while now. I think this is probably the appeal, because I remember they pretty much had it already ruled on, but they probably appealed it. Let's see, Corey Walker. I agree with you on the voting. The biggest issue are big truck companies pushing more for self-driving and ELDs, slow trucks. Yeah, well, they were actually, Corey. I mean, we kind of still think they probably are, but as of right now, it's like all hands on deck because they have other problems to worry about between the economy slowing down and everything. And we've already seen, I can't remember the exact name of that company, but we already seen one or two self-driving companies go out and videos. I guess they're not able to pay people off anymore or whatnot, or maybe their employees are starting to get disgruntled with them. But videos after video of self-driving trucks and cars are coming out that are scary. There's the one where these English dudes are in this. I think it's a Whammo. And the car's just driving along in the middle of the intersection, just freaks out. Starts driving like a hopped up heroin addict. It almost goes up into the curb, runs somebody over and stuff, and its steering wheel's just jerking all over the place and shit. You know, um, and then let's see. There's the other one out in I think it was San Francisco. Might have been Phoenix. They had a bunch of them like get together, picking people up from a concert, and they all just gridlocked the whole area up, didn't know what to do, or running into each other and stuff. Not like crazy, but like tapping into each other, messed up the whole intersection. So I have a feeling that self-driving trucks, the whole self-driving thing, I think that a lot of smoke and mirrors with that, almost like the Nikola, almost like the Nikola thing. Um, I don't know how he thought he was going to get away with that. I mean, the truck looked neat, but if it don't have no engine in it or no motor or whatnot, and don't do nothing, you can't just be like, oh yeah, it just drives around and does all this stuff. He basically conned investors out. Now, and the problem is he took too long to do anything with the money. He just spent the money on his own shit. And I think a lot of these self-driving companies are doing the same thing. That's why they're laying people off left and right. They just the amount of staff that a lot of them built up too. How many coders do you need? Uh, that's technically really that's all you really need in a self-driving company is a couple good coders, some hardware got techs, and you get a marketing director, a really good marketing director. They got like 5-story buildings with 40,000 square feet full of people that are just they just got too big, too much money playing around. Um, Nicholas Earl. I know a few dudes that had more than one truck and went down to one. Yeah, yeah. I would have. I don't know. The thing is, you can't rely on a direct customer anymore either. To be honest with you, it's just so. And you know what? I'm not going to say it's really technically the economy with that, but it's really technically the type of owner operators that we have in this business now. We have very cutthroat people, people that do not live like we live here. See, I'm going to walk on eggshells like this because I don't want to be. As soon as you say that there's a problem with anything, you get labeled, certain things. But they send the money home. They live differently. They they are perfectly fine with living in the truck, never leaving, sometimes never showering. We know what where I'm going with that. And how you compete with companies that run like that or companies that hire people like that? Some of these companies I've seen post they're paying their owner operators like $1 a mile, and they get out of somehow they screw around, they do their taxes for them, weird things like that. It's just, how do you compete with that? How do you compete with people taking advantage of the system like that? Um, they basically have brought third world labor right here to America. How do you compete with that? If you talk to, like I've talked to a few, when I had 3 trucks and stuff. I mean, I used to meet with shipping managers and stuff, and to be honest, they're not usually the end all be all with whether or not you're going to get an account anymore either. There's usually somebody above them. Um, but I've talked to a few of them, and to be honest, most of them, as long as they don't have stress all day long, they're not getting called up saying the load's gone, or somebody stole the trailer, or I don't know, the driver is drunk somewhere, crashed it or something. They don't care as long as the load gets from point A to point B and a certain amount of times. A lot of times they do it by percentage. they're perfectly fine with pocketing that money. The shipping manager might get a bonus. Whoever's up above him probably gets a bonus. And so on and so forth. So as long as they go into the FMCSA database and on Safer and their company's still able to run, that's usually all these brokers or all these carriers shippers really care about. You know, unless you know somebody or you make some kind of connection, and that's what I say is a lot of time in this business anymore. It's about who you know, not really about necessarily what you know anymore. Um, because it's really about just having somebody give you a chance most of the time anymore. Oh, let's see here. Corey, trucking became here we go. Corey, yeah, trucking is becoming a hustle, get money quick profession, and invested into something else no longer. Well, yeah, that's pretty much because when the way we have these ups and downs, we have, well, I wouldn't say we have incredible ups, but the last up was an incredible up, and usually we have a mediocre fall from that. Nothing too crazy. Not nothing like the way it is now. I remember 2018. There were tons of carriers that came in, and by 2019, that little gold rush was over, and guys were hopping out left and right, and I was just sitting there doing my thing, and I'm like, this ain't that bad. I mean, some of my rates have dropped a couple, 15, 20, 30 cents, but nothing like crazy. And then fuel wasn't skyrocketing and stuff. I mean, now it's down, but we all know why that is. Um, but there were guys like jumping out, and that's because they bought trucks at way too. They went in, they bought brand new trailers, brand new trucks, and the same thing like that. And here I am buying a brand new truck. But anyway, it's just the way this industry usually is. It's become more volatile, and the reason it's become more volatile is because there's more variables involved than there used to be. Like I said, there are those other companies that run under the radar that work for incredibly cheap, that somehow get away with what they're doing. The same thing with brokerages too. Um, it's just what's happening. And like I said, nobody's going to really give a crap about it because we don't vote. There's nobody going to stick their neck out for us. There's no lobbying groups really. There's none of that because, like I said, we don't get involved. If we don't become a group that can say whether or not we put this person in office, no one's going to care what we say. You know. Uh, might I remind you, there's about a 5,000. Was a 5 million difference? 5 million difference in the last election about whether who won. And we're a little over 3.5 million people. So maybe we wouldn't have made a difference. Maybe we would. Who knows? Just saying. Just putting it out there. Um, and you know what, Corey, too? There is a lot of hustling going on just on YouTube. If you go, especially, oh my, I've been seeing. I don't know what happened. These box truck guys, they disappeared for a while, and now they're all back. And I don't know. Maybe they can't afford. I never really looked at the cars that hard to see what year they were, but maybe they can't afford Lamborghinis and whatnot, or maybe they're renting them off Toro. I don't know, but I'm seeing like boxcar guys come out with gold chains and stuff, and it sucks too, is because they also go after a select group of people too. That's what sucks about that too. I don't know. That's kind of shitty in my opinion too. Um, I don't know. Me personally, I don't care what you look like. If there's BS in the air, I don't. I'm gonna go check, do a second round of opinions and find out what's going on before I just jump into anything and start handing people. Some of these guys are talking about $20 every 5 minutes, to call in and talk to them, and they'll tell you how to run your business and shit. $100 memberships. Every time they do a video chat with you, they do get $100 or some. It's just that's a lot of that hustling's going on too in the trucking industry, especially on YouTube. And I think that's what also causes overcapacity because they're selling people a pipe dream. A lot of people that probably have no idea what they're doing when they get in here too, either. Let's see, Christian Roberts. the crazies, the crazier things is, well, we are all crazy. There are easy ways to make money being an entrepreneur. Yeah, easy way to make entrepreneur. Let's see, Nicholas Earl, the prime cult. LOL. Yeah, well, we know what the prime cult is. You got a couple stakes in there, a couple basketball court and stuff, and next thing you know, guys will fall on their sword to talk about how good a company is, just because of some steaks and milkshakes and a basketball court and whatnot. See, JB Hunt is hauling logs. Yep, and oversized down here. Yep, yes they are. They've gotten their hands into a little bit of everything, and you know what? What JB Hunt does is a really good plan, because what they like, I even thought about it a little bit. What they do is they go into a shipper and they say, how would you like to get rid of, like, a quarter of your workforce, your logistics. We'll take care of all the logistics. We have drivers, and they'll just be appointed here. We take care of all the trucks. All you have to do is put the load, the your customer loads in front of us, and we'll take care of the rest. And that's how they sell. They sell a whole service. They sell a whole logistics service, and that's how JB Hunt ends up doing all that. Now the scrap yard guy, he does all he has to do is worry about scrap prices and paying the, I guess, the, I don't know what it might be, a weekly, it might be a monthly bill for his logistics service that he has. Don't have to worry about the trucks, don't have to worry about the drivers, don't have to worry about nothing. He just pays JB Hunt there. He's gonna make up a number here. I don't know, $180,000 a month or something to run his scrap, and that's it. You know, and that's how JB Hunt's getting away. That's how they're doing all that. They're selling a whole entire complete logistics service. And, like, to be honest, I would not necessarily say they're even the cheapest. I would say they just, like I said, they sell a service. They probably, in some forms, they probably save the companies that they're working for or running for some sort of money. But mostly, what they probably save them is headache, time. Um, they take care of that whole part of the business. A business that a lot of them don't want to get involved in. They don't want to learn about the FMCSA regulations. They don't want to hire a guy. They don't want to keep track of any of that. They just want the loads to come in and go out. Let's see. Sean Fairman, like the light setup. Oh, thanks. I tried. I don't know. The really the whole reason I put it in here is I'm sure Cheap Freight Hauler knows. For some reason, just about every Kenworth I ever had, their light placement in a Kenworth is horrendous. It's always behind you. It's never, like, in front of your face. You know how, like, the Cascadias have lights that are in front of you too, that light up, like, the whole entire front of the cab. They're always in certain areas tucked away, and even with this, like, even the backlights, it's just not enough lighting in the truck. Oh wow, I might actually got. Hold on a second. Hello. All right, I'll be right there. All right. All right. Well, I actually have a door, so I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I might just leave this the way it is and just go for a drive. I don't think this is gonna fall off anywhere or do anything, because yeah, I actually thought I was gonna be waiting till, what is it? I figure I probably wouldn't be in until about at least 12. So um, let's go through a few comments here real quick. That's nice, simple, clean Kenworth. From Fly Papers. Little Neo, you ever look into trucks you ever look at trucks in attractions? What your thoughts about buying in auctions? I mean, yeah. You ever look at trucks in auctions? What are your thoughts about buying an auction truck? I say a lot of people get rid of their problems, but you know what? We're gonna drive with this gate here. I'll probably be off of here for about, I don't know. We'll say about 5 minutes. So we'll see how this goes. We're just we're doing the you know, the ELD roll. So wind, wind's blowing the rain right in here.
Door is going to be 15.
15.
Walk by to the door. You're not going to open the door to the tree. You're going to keep that door sealed.
All right, so we're just gonna sit there and wait. I guess what they're gonna call me to open them.
You're going to close the door 35. So 15 is your door, 35 to the door.
All right, so 15 to 35 for the paperwork. All right. Yep. All right. Of course, I got to walk all the way to door 35 for 15. That should be fun. This is the wonderful world of being a reefer driver. Yep, pretty much. I could barely talk to that guy because as soon as you put the window down, about 40 gallons of rain just starts pouring in the window on you because the wind is whipping like hell around here right now. I don't know why that guy's jackknifing it so hard. You would think they would put lights, you know, by the door so you can actually see the lines or see where you're going, but you know, they never do. Oh, you got some bright green blanket light in your face. One thing about an automatic, you're either hitting the wall or you're not. Well, I'm gonna see if I can't do something here real quick. Since I've had this interrupted live here that probably nobody really wants to watch me drive around. So much for being a professional. Oh, here, real quick, see the comments here. All right, I'll read real quick here. This guy keeps coming. I wonder who the hell he is. This cockhead guy. I think he thinks I like slobber all over James Best. All right, well, if this is boring you guys, you can leave here real quick, but I'll probably be back here in about 5 minutes, unless I can get the live to transfer over to my phone. But I really don't feel like trying to set all this up again. So if you like sticking around, give a thumbs up. Back, like I said, in about 5 minutes or so. Yeah, I know it's a little weird about what's going on here. I pretty much I can't say your name. Un, I know you're on my comments all the time, but I'm going to screw your name up. But anyway, what's happening here is I had a live going. I'm supposed to have a 1 a.m. appointment, and they called me about 3 or 4 hours early. That's what's happening. And I mean, I could go, but I spent about an hour setting all this crap up, and I'm not going to just, let it go for right now. I will be back. Woo! Man, if it was freaking snow, we'd have 2 feet of snow. The hell? Oh, there we go. I guess T-Mobile did not like me driving around here. All right, let's go back up to where I was. I might have to open the doors here in a little bit. They're just staging me for right now, they said, along with, well, it looks like everybody's getting staged. So I don't know when they actually start unloading, but I guess we'll find out. Turn that damn thing off. Save fuel, save money. Walmart. Let's see here. We were up, what, Kenworth, Little Neo, trucks. Oh, yeah, the auction trucks. Little Neo with auction trucks. Well, right now, they might be pretty decent auction trucks, I would say, just due to the fact that everybody's getting out of the business, and the trucks that are there might actually be half decent trucks, just just trying to get out of payments and whatnot. So you're still taking a gamble. The old saying used to be is everybody sent their problems to the auction. That today, I would say it's just the amount of trucks, like the oversaturation, I guess you could say. That might be why a lot of half decent trucks are on the lots there right now. And if you have money laying around to take that chance, I guess I would try it. Me personally, I would probably rather try to buy off of a medium-sized to small fleet that's got some newer trucks that are trying to get rid of, just because they don't have to work. But I've watched some guys buy older stuff off the auction and rebuild it, and it's there's been great trucks for them. I mean, I guess it depends what kind of truck you're looking for too, there, little Neo. Let's see, Corey Walker. You keep it real. Yeah, we keep it real. We even continue live streaming. Cheap freight hauler. Mighty Products is good. I ordered a lot of flatbed equipment from them. Yeah, I used to get tarps, everything from them. I I used to order from Carolina Tarp too and stuff. In fact, there's actually a tarp manufacturer out by me, up in Scranton. The problem is though, you order it, they they never can guarantee a price. All right, and then when you get it, it's like $200 and $300 more than what you initially ordered it for. And then you also have like geez, the last time I had a tarp order that I had made for me, I think they told me it was going to take like 3 to 4 weeks. It ended up taking like 3 months for a tarp. So I don't know if that's because business is so good, or they couldn't get the materials, or what, or I don't know. It was nothing custom either. It was just a lumber tarp, 6 foot lumber tarp. Had a Subway sandwich, and I don't think it's agreeing with me that well. Let's see. Cheap freight hauler. I just got some lights off of Amazon. Run them in the back, in the seam where the color changes between the low and top bunk. Where the color changes between the low and top bunk. Oh, okay. The seam that runs along down the side of the back. All right. Cheap freight hauler. I don't know if you got a different sound system, but I have to say the freaking speakers in this truck suck. Like, they're just junk. I can't believe how shitty they sound. I'm probably gonna change them out to kickers or something. Let's see. The Dubaya 9. This fellow's still holding on. Well, that's good. I mean, I don't want to see people really fail, but I mean, it's just the inevitable of what's going on out here in the market right now. You can't have overcapacity like this and just expect everyone to make it. It's just not going to happen. The economy isn't where the hell it is. Oh, here we go. Cockhead. Where's James Best? I don't know. I don't think he's ever going to come back on. And I mean, I don't. He's what, 10 million miles? Well, not 10 million miles away from me, but he's like what, 1,500 miles away from me. I don't see him. I don't really know him. I don't know why. I came on a few of his lives. We had a hell of a lot of shit talking going on and fun. And now apparently I'm James Best Jr., I guess. I don't know. He does his thing, I do my thing. Uh, I don't know. Shit. I got better things to worry about. Put it that way. I like worrying about the green things that go in my pocket more than anything else. Christian Roberts. Doesn't Arter pay like $1? Yeah, at the Arter Express. Oh man, I actually worked for them as a day cab driver, and at first my pay was like $25 an hour, and then it actually went down to 23, and then overtime was changed around. Oh my gosh, that place was freaking ridiculous. Yeah, Arter Express probably. I think they probably pay $1.20 a mile, maybe more by now. They have to. I can't imagine them doing that. They also used to do their lease purchases were technically Penske trucks. Full full maintenance lease. Yeah, because you were renting a Penske truck, and I don't know how. I heard that was some flim flam and shit going on there with that too. Um, Anywho, let me read the whole comment. Didn't Arter pay like $1.20 a mile? How do people run for them? I mean, I get fuel surcharge, but damn, yeah, but you're right. You're right. I would say you can't run for hell. My costs, if I don't add in anything else, just the truck, the insurance and stuff, the fuel, my costs are like $1.45 a mile. Is that right? I might be wrong there. It's been a while since I calculated it out. Let me do this real quick. All right, so well, I guess it depends on miles, but we're just gonna say I run 2,500 miles a week. But say I spend about 5,000 in fuel. Yeah, yeah, it's about $1.42 to $1.45 a mile. That's without uh, paying my business credit cards I owe money on and everything else, and then personal expenses. So that leaves me with that's about right. If I run 2,500 miles, it leaves me with about a dollar five. So about $2,600 I make minus taxes and all my other expenses. So that's about right. About $1.42 to $1.45, $1.48. It depends, I guess, with fuel and stuff. Um. So yeah, I don't know. I I make I average like two. I averaged last year. I averaged 250 a mile, like all miles. So I don't know how the hell Auto Express is doing that. Let's see. Cheap freight hauler. So many shippers are looking for the best price today. They are no longer looking for steady rates from a dedicated carrier. Then that is completely true. They're trying to make up for all the money they spent before. Oh, and here, one more thing here, guys. So, oh, I'm trying to remember who the article was through. I think it was USA Today. USA Today was talking about warehousing and stuff like that. So as of right now, there's like 5.8% of warehousing is sitting vacant, and that's up from where it's been. And also, just overall warehousing projects. Some of these, you see the warehouses being built and everything on the side of the highways and stuff. A lot of them, if you haven't noticed, have kind of come to a halt, or they're sitting empty or vacant, and that is because nobody's looking for warehousing again. You want to know why? I have a feeling that maybe somewhere, depending on the economy, into middle of 2024 or after 2024, 2025, that we're going to go back to a just-in-time kind of shipping system. And the reason I think that is because technically, just-in-time freight is cheaper. You don't have to pay all these other warehouses to store your products. You don't have all this extra overhang. They don't view this as practical. They don't view this for the long haul. They don't view practicality or whatnot, or ease of quickness of shipments or whatnot. These businesses view one thing: their bottom line. And if they can think they can save money without having their products sit in somebody else's warehouse, and they can just ship it just in time, that's what they're going to do. And that should mean an uptick for us. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually I think we're going to see shipping turn back into a just-in-time kind of freight situation. That's just me really quickly just going over it. Nothing, without pulling up any articles or anything. But I bet as long as the economy can grow and things get better, we're going to see an uptick in rates. To be honest, I don't see it in 2024 with the election and everything, and the kind of chaos and badgering and back and forth we're going to have. I don't see 2024 being a year, because you can't pinpoint anything. Like, even shippers and receivers and manufacturers, they don't know what's going to happen either. Things can just change like an instant. Um, let's see, cheap freight hauler. I started in 2019. Everyone was saying how bad it was. Yeah, how bad it was. But almost 5 years later, and it's still here riding this roller coaster. Yeah, 2019. I mean, I did flatbed. I mean, I didn't really see it. It died down, but it wasn't that bad. The guys that I saw that were saying it was really bad, they went out and they bought trucks. They got way in over their head in debt. But pretty much the same thing that happened here. It wasn't even that bad though back then. Like, fuel was high and stuff, but you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into. Let's see, Cockhead here again. Please consider video calling James Pest on your knees and begging him to be on your show. Well, first of all, actually, now thinking about it, I didn't even put this live out. So, you know what? Uh, well, I didn't mean put it out. I mean, I didn't pin anything to it. So we'll see if I can't do this here. Actually, let me see if I can't do it from here. Wonder if I could do that. Sometimes when the phone's connected to there, and go in here. Yes, I can. All right. So we're going to put that out there, and we're going to pin it. I would like to pin it, but the freaking heart's in the way. All right, there we go. All right, well, I put the link out there, so whoever wants to come in, they can come in. Just no funny business, no shenanigans. I know how that's gonna go. I'm sure someone's jumping all over that right now. Let's see, cheap freight hauler. There are so many dark spots in the T680s. Yes, there are. There are. I don't know. They just get cheap on lighting, I guess. I don't know why they did it. See, Corey Walker. I hear you, but it's working. Hustling networks, New York big city mentality. Eastern Europeans and Chicago's are great at it. The American dream, say American dream, some good, some bad. Yep. Minimum New York, Florida, California has it. All right, so I guess pretty much to sum up what we were saying there is, yeah, there's you got the Chicago ripoff guys. There's some, well, they're really the New York mentality. I guess I know what you mean by that. But really, you ain't gonna have too many guys coming out of New York doing anything, at least involved with trucking, just because it costs an arm and a leg to run a trucking business in New York. But I get what you mean with the Chicago carriers and everything. And then, yeah, the Florida and the California crap. There's so much scam. Like, fake carriers are popping up out of California. It's ridiculous. I don't know how they're doing it with all the new regulations either. I have no idea. Let's there we go. Some light. Um, Rev Randall. Rules for book Yeah, rules for broadcasters: talk past your mic, not into it. Oh, all right. Well, that works. There, is that better? That too. I don't know. I know a lot of guys popped in here late on the game. I'm pretty sure there's an echo. At least when I record it, it sounds like there's an echo. I don't know if it's Windows enhanced audio or whatnot. I've tried everything to get rid of it, and I know it's not the soundboard because it works fine through my phone. So if there's an echo and it's really annoying, I'm a little sorry for that. Let's see. Carry me peas. Yeah, carry me peas. I'm just gonna say carry me. Carry me. Which cell phone plan do you use? These carriers limit hotspot data too much. Well, here's what I use for this. I'm using T-Mobile Home Internet. All right, so it's T-Mobile Home Internet box. I have plugged in up there, and that's what I'm using for this because to buy a hotspot plan on your cell phone or whatnot for like 50 gigs or 30 gigs, even with AT&T, you're talking about a couple $100, and it's just they a lot of people don't really use it necessarily. So if they assume if you're going to use it, you're going to use it for business purposes or for something like this. So they got you by the balls. Technically, they're going to charge you what they want to charge you, even though it's running off the same service that AT&T. I mean that T-Mobile box is running off the same service, but they're going to charge you for it because they can. That's just simple as that. So my suggestion is try to get something like that, like a T-Mobile hotspot, home hotspot. Me personally, I couldn't use my address. I had to use my father's address, but it works. So far, it works everywhere. I'm surprised because usually T-Mobile, I've had bad issues with them before as regular cell phone carrier, but so far so good. Um, if anything, I would probably tell you to look at maybe an AT&T hotspot. Like I said the cost are you might get like 50 gigs for $120 a month or something like that. I don't know. I was looking into all that, but once I got that hotspot, that T-Mobile hotspot, home hotspot, I don't remember any of the prices or anything. It just works. It works. Oh, thank you, Carrie. He gave me a thumbs up. That too. I guess go around and smash the thumbs up. I mean, I know it don't really do much anymore with YouTube, but it might bring a few extra people in that weren't in over here before. Let's see, 53 step. $100 he backs into something. Yeah, $100 I back into something. Yeah, I backed into the dock door. That reminds me, I should leave this in case they. Well, actually, he said they were going to come and knock on the door. All right, he said they'll come and knock on the door when they're ready for me to open the doors up. Why is he all the way over here? All right, we're good. It looks like an old Prime trailer. That's why it scared me. I was like, oh no, Prime. Let's see. Calberry Hanner, hand pink waving. Let's see. Fly Peach, he's giving me the thumbs up. Unperu. He says you got this. Let's see. Matt MG, lawn and landscaping. Hey, I remember you. Yes. Hey, making money for pennies this trip. Actually, yeah. Making money, basically pennies on this trip. I think this is considered local. Like I'm supposed to be able to do 2 or 3 runs like this, so they're only paying me about like fuel surcharge. I think like $620 for this run because technically I'm only an hour and 20 minutes away from Pottsville. I think I don't know if I really got screwed with getting this run. I think they gave me this run because earlier today at about 10 o'clock I got my 10-hour break back and I was up at CNS Foods up there in oh Westchester. No, I want to say it's Springfield, Mass, but I know it's not. Let's see here. It was Westfield. Yeah, Westfield, Mass. I was up in that CNS up there in Westfield, Mass. So I they didn't get me out of the door until 3 a.m. in the morning. So I was tired. I just wanted to sleep till about 10. They gave me my load, which was this load, and I think they did it really for hours because it was an hour, kind of an hour problem. So it was either I did nothing today or I did this at least. Let's see. Let's see. Ronald Solinsky. Ah, that's funny. It almost has the same last name as me. Ronald Solinsky. Jackknife. Where's the closest semi scrapyard where parts can be pulled near you? Near me? The best place to go would be U.S. Truck Parts over there in Hazleton. That would be your best bet. And just walk in there, tell them, hey, you need to, go through the yard. Either I forget his. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. It's been a while since I've been in there since I don't have the 9400. But you just go in there. His two German shepherds will greet you, and you just tell them you need to walk the yard and find some things, and you know, bring cash. They do have an ATM there, but just bring cash. It'll make it a lot easier. And they will do debit card too, but you got to have a certain amount. Like I don't know, if it's like $100 worth of stuff or whatnot. Um, let's see, CJ Hudson, late to the party. That's okay. There's not really a party going on. We're just going at it. If you came here, I don't know when you came here, but you might have just been looking out a window for all I know. So let's see, cheap freight hauler. I replaced all. Oh yeah, I replaced all of my speakers. Rockford Fosgate in the doors and sleeper on a kicker 4 channel amp. Added a kicker. Yep, yep, and that's what I'm gonna probably end up doing there, cheap freight hauler, because I don't know why, but the shit, I think the speakers on my 9400 were better, and those were from '07. It's just I can't believe how shitty they were. You know what? I pinned that comment. I don't know if it's doing anything or not. Go check here. No, it came up on there. All right. I don't know why StreamYard is coming up like that. I can't click on it. All right, Matt. MG Lawn and Landscape. Mike sounds good to me. Hey, thanks there, Matt. Let's see. C Los. I use home T-Mobile internet. Also, no problems across the USA for 2 years. Yep. And you know what? I don't think T-Mobile's gonna. A lot of guys are like, oh, T-Mobile's gonna catch on and whatnot. I don't think they care. I think they're just glad you're paying the. Well, I'm on the the promo or something like $65 a month or not. But I think they're just they don't care. They're glad to get their $68 or let's see, I think it goes to $85 or whatnot. I'm perfectly fine with paying $85 for internet I can use pretty much anywhere in the United States. Um, I'm perfectly fine with paying for that. Now, paying the per certain amount of gigs and all that stuff, like $120 for like 20 gigs and all that other bullcrap. No, that on the other hand is BS. I'd be perfectly happy paying with a business standpoint. I'd be perfectly happy with paying $100 a month for unlimited internet. To have in the truck. I know some guys might think that's a little too high, but for everything you need it for, along with Xbox and whatnot, it, hey, if you got it, you got it. If not, hey, I guess don't have it. Uh, let's see, 53 step, no echo, audio is perfect to me. All right, that's great. That's great. So it might just be that when it comes back through Windows, I don't know what the heck it is, but I know last time when I did a live, I think the first live I did on the laptop here, it had some weird echo that I think Windows was adding into it. But I ended up going in and changing a bunch of preferences, and I think it's gone now. I hope so. Uh, see Ryan Sims. Hey, no problem. You're welcome. He said thanks there. Uh, it. Oh no, I'm back. All right, I'm back. How's the internet look working? Is it working pretty good right now? I noticed it's gone out twice. But hey, Matt, were you the? I guess you have your own YouTube channel, right? Were you the guy that got T-boned in his brand new pickup truck or pretty new pickup truck or something by an old lady? I might be thinking of another YouTube channel. I don't know why. I think it's you because I remember them saying something about Amish. So maybe it is, maybe it's not. Uh, Colby Hanner. I pay $180 a month, have 3 lines, 50 gig of hotspot per phone in Pennsylvania. I think I get, let's see, I got 2 phones on my plan, not including paying for the phone still because she had to have, the iPhone. No, she didn't get the iPhone 15, but she has an iPhone 14 plus whatever, not all that crap, women. And oh, I got cough too. Yeah, and you gotta pay for the phone and all that crap. I pay like $130 a month, $132 a month, and I think I only get 20 gigs of Wi-Fi hotspot per line. That's it. And 20 gigs, you upload 1 or 2 YouTube videos that are like 5 or 6 gigs, and by the time you got like nothing left. Or if you watch some TV, if I hooked up to the TV, I think I hooked up to the TV one day on the phone, and I think I got like 6 hours of TV out of it or something, or 4 hours of TV out of it. Uh, Call by Hanner. T-Mobile he has. Okay. I have AT&T. T-Mobile. Well, I don't know. The hotspot works good at my house. It still works. But I remember when we had T-Mobile and we moved up where I live, T-Mobile like sucked. It dropped calls. You couldn't had service hardly anywhere. So we went with AT&T, and T, and I don't know. I haven't looked back. I guess, and that was what 2016 or something. Matt. Let's see. Matt MG. I have a channel, but that's not me. All right. I think that's Joshua Lawn. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I just remember him talking about Amish or something. Maybe maybe it was in a different state or something. I mean, I guess there's Amish, more than just Lancaster. I just thought maybe that was you. All right, we just caught up with comments here. So, let's see. What was I talking about before I had to move the truck and everything? We were talking about a little bit about voting. We're talking about uh, we were just talking about truck in general, I guess, about people's costs and whatnot. So, see, here's I guess what I have a problem with a little bit about guys coming out here and getting hustled, I should say, out here. They come out here, they think they're going to make well, even if you look now on Indeed and stuff, there's still dispatch. I don't know when that started, but there's a bunch of dispatch services on Indeed now looking for owner operators, and they're still posting $8,000 to $10,000 weeks. And I know there are a few people that are making that. All right, they're doing select things, select runs. There was a dispatch service that popped up on YouTube the other day that I watched, and he was talking about dispatching some Tyson, I guess spot market Tyson loads, and supposedly they were being dispatched for like 325 a mile, 330 a mile, and if that's true, that means my carrier is basically holding almost $1.80 a mile from the rate probably over here. Which hey, I guess you gotta make money somehow too. But do I have a connection with Tyson? No. Am I doing better than I could be doing? Maybe not. Maybe so. And the problem is they kind of like they get people worked up in a frenzy that they're going to make these $6,000 to $8,000 weeks, and their costs are going to be this, and they're never going to change. And fuel's never going to, they're going to get a good fuel card and stuff like that. And they don't tell them about the breakdowns. They don't tell them about the $30,000 repairs that you're going to have getting into these dealerships and everything. And it's a shame they have the American dream and whatnot, and they get out here and that shit like that happens. And the problem, though, I mean, I don't want to like hate on them or whatnot, but they probably shouldn't have been out here in the first place. Heck, I technically, to be honest, when I lost the three trucks and everything happened after COVID, um, I think about how I kind of grasped at straws to try to keep doing what I'm doing instead of just going bankrupt and whatnot. And that might have been a better thing to do. Just went bankrupt, got myself a company job. I have to come back at this after about 5 or 6 years and start over again. But I still had good business credit and things, and I just stayed at it. And this is where I am right now. Um, it sucks. I wish it was better, but as a whole, in my opinion, especially with authorities and stuff, it's too easy. It, it's too easy to get in this, and that's the big thing about this and other businesses. Like I had an automotive business. Well, practically almost had an automotive business until my partner pulled out. But it's just you can get a loan for a truck easy. You can go to Lone Mountain. You can charge an authority on a credit card, and not even a really expensive credit card. Like I'm talking about like a cap one card, nobody card. And I think it's just it's builds too much competition in this industry. It's exactly it, because those guys are so desperate to stay running. They're just gonna do what they're gonna do, and we all know what's going on with that, with the brokers and things like that. And it's not necessarily the broker's fault. It's not necessarily the customer's fault. If they're gonna take loads for that, that's what they're gonna take loads for, and it brings the whole market down. All right, we got some comments flowing up on here. Uh, CJ Hudson. Let's see. T-Mobile's good internet, but phone service should be called Team maybe. Yeah, that's for sure. Uh, Colby Hanner. You have a cool setup, and I really like how people are going live like this. I enjoy watching you. Have a good night, and we will all continue to follow you. Thank you. Hey, no problem. Thank you, Cole. Colby. Yeah. T-Mobile maybe. Yeah. Team maybe. Yeah. Let's see. Matt MG. You know what? Probably help me out. Usually I can read pretty good from close by, but oh yeah, that's a lot better. That, unless, can I make this bigger actually? I don't know why it's so small on the TV. Can I edit? Whoa. Okay, no, we don't want to do all that. All right. Let's see. Matt G. My dad just had his 95P 379 completely restored, top to bottom. I have videos of it on my channel. It's a beautiful truck and a reefer aluminum spread. Holy crap, there, dude! I think the yarder just put the freaking trailer through the side of the building. Ryan Sims, credit is the most important thing. It can be if you use it correctly. I mean, Kobe cheese. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't want to say Kobe like that kind of Um, I don't know. I didn't want to butcher your name, but okay, so it is that kind of Kobe. Yeah, I've heard of that. Let's see. Credit can be a good thing. It can keep you afloat longer. I can tell you that. See, now the glasses are bothering me just sitting here talking. Um, but the problem is with credit, guys just get too far over their head. When things get bad, they start continuously using credit. All right, and eventually it catches up to you. Like technically, it caught up to me. I didn't think COVID was going to show up when it did. Uh, and I was like left holding the bag. I had to pay that back somehow with no work really, uh, and still trying to pay guys and everything else, and pay insurance and stuff. And it's just it it almost traps you. You start becoming slave to the credit, just like I'm technically slave to the truck. Um, And it goes back to that, uh, Dave Ramsey kind of mentality. Only use credit, in my opinion, necessarily when you necessarily have to. And that I mean, of course you're gonna probably have to take a loan out on it for a truck and whatnot, but do your due diligence. Don't just jump into this because you can. The 9400, I ended up buying that, and like I said, I kind of looked at it and I was like, man, this truck, it's kind of nice looking, but it has some gremlins in it, and I figured I'd be making enough money, and the things that I thought were going to break are not the things that broke. It was totally different things. And by and in the meantime, I was spending money to fix the things that I figured was going to break. All right, but the axle went, uh, things like that, and it just every month it was something. It was a couple $1,000s here and there, and in the meantime, I'm sitting there trying to pay off old debt from when, like I said, I had those three trucks. I had those 30, $40,000 credit cards, business credit cards that are charged up. And also the big problem too when I went and got this truck. When you have credit cards that are like that, uh, banks are a little hesitant when you have like your credit maxed out. They're a little hesitant to give you deals on interest and whatnot, and length of payment, stuff like that. So that's it. It is what it is. You know, I mean, I guess I could get in grave detail about interest rates and things like that, but to be honest, I would only keep credit cards for emergency, and as soon as you can pay them off, don't go book a trip on to Disney. Take that take that 12. Well, how much did I pay for that airfare? Take that like $13,000. All right, instead of taking your wife and kids to Disney, take that $13,000 and pay that credit card off. Um, you know, hey, we can't do it this year. Oh, I know I'm making this much a week, and the settlements are great and stuff, but I got that money's supposed to go somewhere else. Don't don't indulge your personal happiness for because you know what, it'll come back and bite you in the ass. All right, that's what I gotta say for that about with credit. Uh, Kobe, y'all heard of that? No, all good. Kobe, best to use like only 10% of your credit cards. Yep, when paying off ASAP right then. This makes your score go high. Yep, higher the fastest. That is 100% true because my score, now that I've been paying stuff down, it's been, I don't know, the whole score thing. See, when I had credit, when I guess I got my first credit card. This is back what, I don't know, geez, 2006, 2007. Credit now, with the way they changed credit and everything, I guess it kind of makes sense now, but then it kind of doesn't. Um, it all now matters about utilization and all this other crap, and there's charts and everything out of it. It just doesn't seem like it makes sense like it used to, but it almost feels like they penalize you for actually using the credit for what it's supposed to be for, I guess you could say. Kobe, but total easier said than done. Yes, yes, you're absolutely right about that. Let's see, cheap freight hauler, jackknife. Uh, I got tired of the repair bills and downtime also, and that's really what I did. I mean, I could have went and bought a used truck, to be honest with you. At least at the time when my International 9400 took a dump. All right, I went and called up my contact that I have at the Philadelphia International off of 95 there, used truck, and I could have got like an LT, like a 2000 LT or whatnot, pretty damn cheap, like $50,000. I think it would have had like 220,000 miles on it, ISX and whatnot. Though I really like them, it pulls freight, all right, and it only had a 1 year warranty and whatnot, and I could have bought an extra warranty for, that was like 15 or 20 grand or something like that. But then again, you got the aftermarket warranty. You don't know exactly what's going on with that either. And I was so scared because I've had, like, previously I had an older pack car that I had tons of problems with, and I already figured, I figured what the hell's going to happen with a brand new truck. So far, I mean, technically, what I've gone through it hasn't been that bad. It has not been that bad. Uh, what this truck basically has awarded me, at least compared to the 9400, I can take this truck anywhere, and I don't feel there's never nothing in the back of my head thinking I'm going to break down. All right, I feel when I turn the key, it's going to do its thing. I don't feel like I'm going to get stuck in the middle of nowhere in a tow bill. Like, man, there like a week before my rear blew up in my 9400, or I guess technically it's kind of the power divider slash front pumpkin. Um, I was up in the Bangor, Maine, like way up, not actually farther than Bangor, Maine. I was up in the what do they call it? The berry patches up there, the blueberry or whatever patches. And if the truck would have blew up, if the rear would have took a crap up there, I had like no cell phone service sometimes up there. I could imagine like how bad of a situation that would have turned into. That would have been a total nightmare. And I don't get that with this truck. Um, for technically what I'm paying with it for it, do I feel with next gen, and everything? Do I feel it lives up to its name? Yeah, not really. I don't know what Kenworth. Kenworth did a good job making this thing look good, but everything else. Sometimes I feel like I had a 17. Was it 17 or 16? I think it was a 16 Cascadia. Sometimes I feel like my 16 Cascadia was built better than this thing, and uh, I'm just doing that from the ride aspect and noises, like things vibrating and making noises. I had, well, then again, I also didn't have, there was a whole cabinet missing in that Cascadia. I took the whole cabinets out. I put like a 3.2 cubic inch fridge in and everything, and I had a, oh, what is it? I had a cabinet guy make like a cabinet up for it and everything. So, but I didn't have, like, I had no noises in that. This truck, there's squeakies in the dash, weird things once in a while. Nothing really actually from this cabinet over here. There's no noises or nothing, but just I can't put my finger. I just expect better quality from Kenworth, and it for some reason I don't feel like I've got it. I don't know why Kenworths have been getting this. I don't know. I'm starting to think Kenworths are turning a new freight shaker. Whew. Try to say that 20 times fast. Uh, let's see. MG Lawn and Landscaping. Just gonna be smart with the money. Make all my money in 8 to 9 months. I'm off for 2 to 3 months. It's great if you know how to save. Well, I hope you got. Well, I mean, I hope you got a plow business going a little bit, at least there, Matt. And again, you're down in Lancaster. What about seating or whatnot? Ain't that like? Well, I mean, the Amish though, they're pretty much well kept to themselves. Yeah, I guess I was just thinking of something you could maybe do through those 2 or 3 months to still make some decent money. But like I said, the ideas that I have in my head are mostly it involves farming or around the Amish. But like I said, a lot of those guys they're already working with people um, who they work with. Terrell, let's see. I know when you have a truck payment and a lot of other expenses, the problem is can you get behind easy when you take off or the truck breaks down? Um, Me personally, if I want to, I can call up Packard Financial and I can kind of ask them like, hey, can I maybe skip this month or maybe pay half or whatnot? And I think I get 4 times a year. I don't know. I haven't had to use it yet, but I think I get 4 times a year or 2 times a year that I'm able to move the payment to the back of the loan. Will I end up doing that ever? Probably not. Usually, I end up having enough money sitting in my business account that I can at least, it takes a while for it to come back, but I take the money from my business account and I just pay myself like I'm still working. And so far, I think the longest I've been broken down in this truck is like 3 days. Uh, I just took almost 2 weeks of vacation, and I'm still going to make. I made the truck payment there through the winter break and everything. I mean, if you got some money laying around, you can do it. If you're if you're going out and like buying hamburgers every day and spending about $40 to $60 in food every day, that adds up to like five to $8,000 a year, just in fast food and shit. Maybe more. If you talk about buying, the $30 bag, bags of beef jerky and everything. So, there should be some kind of safety net there. Am I saying if the truck broke down for a whole month, like I needed an engine rebuild or something, would I be able to hold off for a whole month? That would be pushing it. That would be pushing it. I'll tell you that. If I couldn't drive this truck for a whole month or two, um, I would have to probably decide what the hell I'm going to do. I would definitely probably give PACCAR a call then. That's for sure. You know what I'm thinking it is? I think I had some potato chips and what do they call it? Potato chips and onion dip. I think that's what's doing it. Let's see, Kobe. No, you did right with what you did and have now. I mean, I don't know. I was just tired of having the worry of the truck breaking down and stuff. The tired of the repairs, tired of worrying about whether I'd be broken down. And like I almost broke down in Montana there. Oh, technically I did, but it just the uncertainty. At least now I have certainty. Like I know this payment is due at the end of every month. At the end of the month, I know what I got. It's just nothing that's gonna pop out of nowhere. Now, can the truck still break down? Yeah, but for the most part, it's everything's gonna be covered under warranty. Uh, you know, it's just those surprise. I don't have those surprise costs that just in this market right now to have surprise costs with way freight rates are and stuff. It's just it'll kill you. Whether it kills you really financially or mentally, uh, that too. Therefore, like they're near the end with that 9400. I mean, well, once I came onto this account with that 9400, I thought the gray skies are gone. I opened up. Um, I was grossing like $8,000 and stuff, and I had a $900 truck payment. So if the truck would have held on to the end of that month, I would have been able to. I'd have been able to swing putting an engine in it. And the problem was though, it was also during when we still had parts issues. Um, Even getting a used engine was a pain in the ass. I mean, I could have probably put a used engine in it. It would have been just an engine out of a crashed truck. Uh, and then how long was that thing going to last too? I mean, it's just and then there were other things wrong with the truck. I knew it was probably going to need a whole front end put in it. Um, and maybe it wasn't going in it, maybe it was, but I know every time I tried to take the truck into TA and stuff, it was like they were like gunning for me because the truck was old. The truck was old, and they wanted to make money. So like I said, those costs that come out of nowhere are the ones that really get to you. I guess mentally, I would say, if anything. Let's see, Kobe. Right, breaking down all that, you done good with the new truck. Yeah. Opportunities don't always come, and you know what? I guess I've had a lot better opportunities than most, and I keep saying that too about having the direct customer and everything. I might not be making $3 or $4 a mile, but I'm at least making 250. You know, it's just if I could get the miles back and start making those $6,000 to $8,000 gross weeks, this truck wouldn't even it wouldn't bat an eye to me. Would I like to bring more home and pay off debt faster and do what I'm trying to do? Yes, but the problem is I'll get a couple good weeks. All right, I'll take that money and I have a certain amount sitting in my business account, certain amount sitting in my savings and stuff, and I'll just take all that money and I'll just throw it at a problem, throw it at a card, throw it at let's see, what else do I throw it at? Uh, there's some little bits of personal debt, and I throw it at my wife's car and stuff. Oh, and throw it at the old 9400 because I'm still technically paying on that old 9400. That I got that down from 900 to it's like refinanced at like $600 a month. So I'm paying extra payments to pay what's left of that loan off too. The problem is, I'll take a big gob of money like that and I'll throw it at a problem, and then next thing you know, a week goes by, yeah, good week, and then next thing you know, 2 or 3 weeks, I get like 1,000 miles, and I'm like, what the f, I gotta still, I don't want to go backwards, I want to go forwards. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the game I've been playing here lately with that. So far, since I had a talk with them, I mean, I don't know, it's been week to week still, but like the last week I did 2,600 miles or something like that. And as long as I can keep leaks like that going, I'll be doing good. Chief Rate Holler. In 2021, when I ordered this T680, I was looking for a used Volvo 860, but they were all 150K plus with the 4 to 500K mile. Yeah, that's way too much for those miles on it. Do I spend a little more and got a new truck? Just had to wait 13 months. Yeah, I mean, see the I don't know. Those Volvos are heavy too. Those 860s. But I would not want to spend $150,000 on a truck that has 400 to 500,000 miles on it. And to be honest, there's like when I look at a truck anymore, I don't just look. Well, I guess I do look at the engine and stuff. But if I'm going to buy a new truck, I'm going to look at everything, including the engine, the transmissions, definitely the fuel mileage, and the interior. Right? Out of any interior, I would say for just getting a regular interior, not having to upcharge it or whatnot. I mean, I think that the swivel seat and the swivel table here are an upcharge. But like how Freightliner has the breakfast nook and the trundle bed or whatever they call it, folds down. Like all that super. That's like a big upcharge for just getting your base model T680. I mean, you get a pretty decent layout and interior and stuff. Um, you know, about the only thing these newer trucks. I don't know why. I just wish fridges were bigger. That's all. I'd rather not even have that bottom drawer down there. I'd rather have a fridge that goes from here all the way down and gets rid of that bottom drawer. Like a freezer, a bigger freezer. There you go. If it had a bigger freezer in it. But other than that, like I can't complain about the interior layout of this truck. Like I said, the only other interior that I would say would be as good, if not better than that, would be like, the 760s with the fold out, the table, the breakfast nook, and then the Cascadias with their breakfast nook or trundle bed or whatever they call it. Um, but I mean, I guess I'm kind of happy with the truck. It's just every time you turn around, and there's like plastic parts rattling or breaking. You're like, oh my gosh, you're like, I just paid like $168,000 for this truck, or maybe some guys are paying 200 plus, and you're like quality, like for that amount of money, what are you really getting? Um, it's like they didn't bother like testing the truck properly. I guess putting it through its paces. Let's see, Matt G. It didn't snow here hey, it don't snow here anymore. Well, my niece is down in was it Partsburg? Perchburg? I think they got some couple inches of snow down there. That last snowstorm. Let's see, Matt. I do good. I do good, man. I'm not stressing. I work my ass off in the season, and now it's relax and family time. Yep, yeah, and that's kind of like how I do with trucking too. When it usually, even doing reefer, I mean, just about almost trucking. When you get around Christmas time, between Christmas and New Year's, it dies down enough that usually, even if you're a company driver, you can take a good whole week off or not, or maybe 2 weeks, and that's kind of like what I do too during the Christmas break and everything. When I was flatbed, I was flatbed. A lot of times I could really afford it. I'd take 3 weeks off sometimes after Christmas. Mm, let's see, 53 step. Back when I was good, I never mind putting my truck in the stop for a few days and maintenance just for a little time off. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you got money, I mean, not all the time. Throwing money at your problems doesn't always fix everything, but man, having some money and having that, not having those problems that can just pop up, being able to take care of them. But sometimes you can't throw money at a problem. But just, oh, someone said sound. Okay, it's just him. All right, but you know, being able to just not live paycheck to paycheck, or not live settlement to settlement or whatnot. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. And the problem was I was starting to get into that, settlement to settlement when I had the 9400 near the end there. If I would have quit screwing around with what I was doing, because I was still holding on to that direct customer, and I was like holding on by the edge of my teeth, just by myself. If I would have just jumped on into the spot market sooner and maybe bought a better truck or even kept that 9400, I would have been able to probably make enough money before, even when the engine blew up, I would have been able to take care of it as long as I was able to get parts or whatnot for it. I just came into that spot where you had I had a good 8 months of really good rates, and then that was it, or 6 months. I can't remember. I think I came in August of 2022, I think, is when I came back, like um, fully into it uh, with that other truck and got rid of that 14 pack car I had. But yeah, I mean, it was just bad timing, and there's just things happen. I mean, could I maybe not taken Disney trips with the family? Yeah, yeah, I could have probably done that. Telling your wife no, when she kind of knows the money that you're making or things that are coming in, you know, that's the rainy day fund. When you get the rainy day fund, don't tell anybody about it. Don't tell your wife about it. Don't tell. Just keep that shit to yourself and hide it away. And that's kind of like what I do with my business account now. I hide it away. I don't tell her anything because the problem is you start thinking you have money. Just because you have money sitting there doesn't necessarily mean that's your money. You know what I mean? When you start having money sit around, the best thing you do is just forget about it. Forget about it and pretend it's for something that unforeseen that you're never in your wildest dreams would think would happen. Um, let's see, Kobe. Let's see. I think the next 5 years things will be uh, the way it should be. Oh, you mean you think they'll get better the next 5 years? That's wishful thinking. That's wishful thinking. Remember, about only 700,000 truck drivers vote out of 3.5 million, or maybe a million. Like I said, nobody really does any damn, like, even that. That just goes to tell you that nobody's even bothered looking into that. They're just giving estimates, guesses. Um, because, well, like I said, we're like second or third class citizens, I guess you want to say. But we've done some of that to ourselves, guys. Done some of that to ourselves. Let's see, cheap freight hauler. That was supposed to stay, so I spent a little more. Yeah, I mean, you did the right thing there too, cheap freight hauler. I mean, this to spend 150K on a truck with 400,000 miles on it, especially a emissions truck anymore, unless you could get the book of records for that truck and see that everything was replaced on it, new SCR, new DPF filters and stuff. I mean, you're just taking too much of a risk for having that big of a payment and spending that much money on a truck that's, I don't know. I would say about almost halfway through its life, at least for a emissions truck. I would say. I mean, I've seen some Freightliners get up to 1.4 or 1.5 with the same DD15, and then I see other ones barely make it past 450K. I don't know. It's hard to tell anymore. Ryan Sims, I'd like to Kenworth with the workstation. Yeah, and that's what this is. This is Kenworth with the workstation. Um, let's see, cheap freight hauler. I like my Kenworth just rotting and squeak. Yeah, the rattling and squeaking hood. Hey, well, I haven't heard the hood in a while. I still got a piece of plastic I got to put back on there, so it's still kind of all apart. But cheap freight hauler, buy buy like the super duper large industrial Velcro. Yeah, and see if you can. I think I just ordered the felt. Just order the felt for the Velcro, the industrial Velcro. You know, it's like a big sheet with 3M sticky on it or really sticky shit. Take it, put it on those plastic hood pins that they usually take. Well, first clean it off, clean all the oil off, and put it on thick felt, and then put the hood down. And I haven't heard any squeaking out of the hood here recently. If anything, it's there's something in the dash on this side, and it's not the glove box. It's so I think between where the window and the dash meet or something like that. That's the only squeak I got pretty much now. And once in a while, this damn microwave too, which I got to put some like rubber bushings or something on that. But I pretty much took care of the hood, and I also upped my idle too. So idle, I'm instead of idling at 600 RPM, I'm idling at like 650, and that took care of a lot of the plastic rattling mostly. Uh, if I ever have a chance to somehow block the truck up and block it up and get up on be able to get underneath it, I want to try to take screws and screw that the aerodynamic black little skirt that's on the very bottom. Just secure that a little bit more. Just get rid of those extra little rattles and stuff that are outside the truck when you're standing there and stuff. But like all that stuff should have been like I don't know. They must have did something when they showed the trucks because I remember standing. Well, then again, it wasn't running, was it? No, I remember standing next to the truck, the next gen outside Matt's, um, and I didn't hear nothing around. But then again, I don't know if it was running or not. But like maybe they do that crap. I don't know why they just wouldn't do it to the whole line. If you hear those rattles and stuff, it's you and the plastic's gonna eventually break. Why put your customers through it? And you know why they put their customers through it? How many owner operators do you actually think are buying new trucks lately? Probably not too many. And even then, the mega carriers buy them, and it's always somebody else's problem. A lot of times when this plastic, probably like most of these mega carriers I see with T680s, next gens with broken plastic and stuff, I keep like they come into the Tyson Air in Pottsville, same truck number. Months go by. They still haven't fixed any of those plastics, and they probably never are going to fix them. They don't care. They don't care if the hood rattles for the driver and shit. They don't. It's just gets them their 9 miles to 10 miles a gallon, which that's all they really care about. And I guess the driver's happy because he has a Kenworth instead of a Freightliner. That's why I think things don't get fixed anymore on these trucks like they used to. Um, let's see. Chief Freight Hauler said something to 53 Step. I was spending more a year than that my truck was worth. Well, yeah, on repairs. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, that's for sure. 53-foot step. Let's see. OIDA will save you. Will save us truckers. Hee hee. Yeah, I don't know what happened to OIDA, but then again, like I said, their lobbying groups is worth nothing because truckers don't vote. If you can't have a large voting base or money behind a lobbying group, it's worthless. It's totally worthless. All right. Well, I got a guy walking around in here. Is he gonna knuckle? See, I've been hit so many times, well, almost hit and technically hit. Like, I consider since this truck's new, being hit twice, uh, one too many times. So I'm very paranoid anymore because, especially, well, now it's not my insurance, but like with that whole progressive debacle, like I am that pisses me off. I should have now. I feel so stupid that I even kind of made a claim with them. But when you have a new truck, you want that shit get fixed. When you're making $4,000 a month payments on it and shit, you don't want a busted up truck. And nevertheless, what are you doing? Why are you sitting sideways like that? I didn't hear it. I didn't feel you hit the trailer. I don't know. Did it take that long for me to back in here? Was there not enough room? I don't. Like he's in a oh, I don't know what the hell that is. I think it's an LT, international LT. Oh no, no, it's a Volvo. It's a Volvo. I should have looked in the mirror, saw the turns thing on it. Why is he still so sideways though? Why you keep backing up? Are you just waiting to hit my trailer? All right, sorry about that. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, complaining about lobbying and all that other crap. Um, we just aren't a voting group. I don't know how if 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 even just 200 and 250 million of us, well not 250 million. I mean even if just 2.5 million of us were able to get out and vote, uh, maybe we'd have more say in our industry. It's just we're not valuable to the political class, I guess you could say. We don't come out and vote. We don't do nothing because we're always on the road making, well, thinking we're thinking we're making money. I guess. I don't know. I guess he's either new or he's just one of those typical Volvo drivers. Sorry if you drive a Volvo. The, I don't know. I guess technically all the trucks have bad drivers driving them now. All right. His trailer is like almost like on my green light, so I don't know how he thinks that he's docked up to the dock properly, but I guess he thinks he is. Um. Oh, here it go. Went down. Yeah, but there you go for OIDA and lobbying groups. Uh, so freaking worried in the back of my head. It's like crap like that. Like with my 9400, well, technically when I had my 9400, I didn't care. Like I mean, if it got hit, it got hit. I just figured I'd grab a hood out of the junkyard. But with this, the trailer and stuff and the weather, I was like, please don't hit the trail. I don't want to have to go out there and take pictures in the freaking pouring rain and all that shit. And then find out the guy can't speak any English, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So like took like 100% of my attention right there. See, cheap freight hauler, have you changed your air dryer filter yet? Have I changed my air dryer filter yet? No. I was probably gonna change my air filter and my air dryer filter at 100,000 miles. Um, that's pretty much what I was gonna do. Uh, let's see. See, cheap freight hauler. I'm not sure I would be purchase. I'm not sure I would be purchasing more. I'm not sure I would be pushing for more truckers to vote. Seems like the majority wouldn't vote the same as me, so that wouldn't make my vote count. You know what? You might be right about that. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It, see what I said? I was like, he's like sitting on my light. Oh, whatever. Right now, I'm hoping he doesn't try to make a turn and like jackknife the trailer into me. Is what I'm hoping he doesn't do. I hope he doesn't come out and try to reset up. But he's like coming over. He's coming over towards me. I don't know. Maybe right there. There's an example there. Cheap freight hauler right there about boats or whatnot. Oh, jeez. Well, I don't know, cheap freight hauler. I think a good majority of truckers are probably the good old boys, and even the ones that aren't kind of realize that their business depends on certain things that certain political parties offer. And right now, the political party that's offering what they're offering is not offering anything that makes business sense. So I don't know why he keeps coming out towards the left and backing up without turning the wheel, and somehow he thinks he's gonna back straight up. All he's doing is coming closer and closer to the trailer. right. I don't know. So far, as long as he stays on the angle he's at, he'll end up smashing my green light and not hitting the trailer. But I think he's finally getting it over. Man, oh man. I mean, it is raining and stuff, but it's not like there's you can pretty much pull up straight in this parking lot practically. That burp again. All right, I'm not 100% sure it's the French onion dip that I ate. Let's see, Trade Stars. Man, that's crazy how realistic those trucking simulations have become nowadays. Looks real. Yeah, nah, I mean that's why I kind of like this setup. When I thought about it out with the workstation, the seat that came around, I was like, uh, it would make for some decent lives or some decent podcasting. Get some light on here. All right, there we go. And I mean, so far, I mean, I guess it looks pretty decent. I just wish I had more of a, not more of an, but a larger audience or something more to talk about. Like, it would be really good if I could, what do they want to call it? Connect with a few people, like especially a couple brokers to do their own podcast. Like, I would like to maybe turn this into something more than me just bullshitting. Bullshitting. Just talking. I would like to like make it a little more educational. That's kind of like what I'm hoping to maybe do with this, uh, you know, go trucking boat kind of thing. But I mean, like I said, it's really going to be nothing unless like Asia Maya or somebody picks it up, or Mother Trucker, I should say. Um, but for the most part, I mean, I'm going to start trying to put something like that in my videos. In the beginning part, maybe near the, mostly probably in the beginning. And I'm just going to try to tell guys to go out and vote. I'm going to probably put that vote.org up there where you can just look up your state and it pretty much directs you right to the I don't know what you want to call it, not the government site, but yeah, I guess the government site to get your, at least for Pennsylvania, it directed me right to the site to get your absentee ballot, and you just put you put your address on there by who you are if you're doing absentee, and the only thing though is drivers are kind of, they get scared to give out their driver's license or their names and stuff. But I mean, hey, everybody's talking about they want voter transparency and stuff, and voter ID. So that's pretty much what an absentee ballot is. That's why everyone was bitching about these mail-in. God, is he still freaking? He's got to go check to see if he parked right. Oh, jeez. But yeah, that's pretty much what everyone's bitching about, the mail-in ballots, and absentee ballots the solution for that. Let's see. As Chief Freight Hauler said here, it's supposed to change the dryer filter once a year, regardless of miles. I just changed mine and probably should have done it sooner. May start changing it every. Well, yeah, maybe. All right, now that you said that, maybe I'll do it. I mean, I only got 20. Actually, I got about 18,000 miles to go before I hit 100,000 on it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it this next oil change. Um, but I mean, I pulled the cables underneath, and I ain't got nothing, no air, no water or nothing coming out of there. So um, maybe this next oil change, I'll see if I can't get it done. Did you end up having it done somewhere, or did you have it done right at the dealership? Because I've pretty much been using Speedco for everything right now, but I don't know if they. I imagine it's just a Vendex filter for the dryer. I'd imagine. Let's see, Kobe, Ella, laughed my ass off. That driver beside you has got to be new. Oh my god. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I can't see. There's not even a name on the side of the trailer. It don't look like. I mean, on the name on the side of the truck. Yeah, there's a name on it. I would have to be right in front of it to read it. It's just, that really cheap black lettering that's spelled maybe like this big, which you can't, it's definitely not the 10-inch rule or whatever they have for it. And he looks like he's Eastern European, so I'm going to say it's a Chicago carrier. So, um, what do you expect? I guess. Let's see. TradeStar. We got a podcast and a trailer backing tutorial all in one video. Yeah. Let's see. TradeStar. I think a lot of guys are. Whoop, it just moved. No, I think a lot of guys are hauling those dry van loads from Mexico. I hear it pays really good, like 10 to 20K a load. I don't know, cause I don't know about that, TradeStar. I mean, when I used to go down to El Paso, well, you might be right. You might be right, because when I used to go down to El Paso for Prime, I would pick up, well, and even after Prime, they still paid about the same. I would pick up couple carrier units down there in El Paso. They would be made in Mexico. I'd bring them all the way up here to Carrier Circle up in Rochester, right? Yeah, Rochester. And we drop them off, and all they did is they took a random batch out of there, and they would test them there at the it used to be the old Carrier factory, and they would test them, and I would usually do about $4,500 for those out of El Paso up to Rochester, or 4,800 or something. No, actually, no. I used to do them for more than that. I think it was about five even sometimes. I don't know. It's hard to remember. I can't remember between Prime and when I was doing them. I know when I was doing them, they were paying more than five. When I was doing for Prime, well, we know I probably got gypped a little bit, but I mean, they seemed like they paid pretty decent. I never had any problem making money off of them. But I don't know about the $10,000 to $20,000 loads. I would imagine if they were going to pull loads out of Mexico, they would just have a Mexican carrier take it for a couple hundred pesos and let them come over here, run a few loads like they're not supposed to do, and then go back. I could not see them letting that much money go out the door. Cheap freight hauler. Cheap freight hauler. I have those days too. Been driving 21 years, and some days you would think I was my first. Yeah, it was my first week. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's some times where I'll end up backing up where just shit doesn't, for some reason, seem to line up, or I'm agitated, or it's raining, or I can't see something, or I don't know. But for the most part, I don't know. That just it gets scary. Like I make sure I don't get my trailer like near anybody. I always keep it, to the right side where I can see. Make sure I got plenty of room on the left side. I don't start just randomly backing up on angles and stuff. I guess I just think of what I would be seeing if I was, behind me. I guess some guys, they just seem like they back up and they're just like, if I hit it, everybody's got insurance. Who gives a shit? And it don't really play out that way. I know a lot of people think it plays out that way, but it don't. Let's see, Kobe. He pulled up like three different times while you were talking. Like, wow, LO, he's laughing. Well, it's not really that. It's that he kept pulling up, but he didn't change his angle at all. It was just he was pulling up and then backing up in the same angle, pulling up, backing up in the same angle, like like the definition of insanity. And like he would have pulled up and straightened it out, I wouldn't even cared. I just would have been like, whatever. But then he just kept pulling up and backing on the same angle towards my trailer, towards that the light on the on the warehouse there. Let's see, cheap freight hauler. Done in my driveway. Just done. Whoa. Here we go. Yeah, done it in my driveway. Just drain. Oh, he's talking about draining the tanks. Just drain the tanks and spin it off. Spin the new one on. It did. Oh yeah, you're right. It probably does spin off real easy since it's new. See, whenever I think about an a filter on an air dryer, I always think it's going to be a nightmare because I tried changing the air filter. I mean the dryer filter on my 9400, and that I was going to have to end up replacing the whole dryer. But luckily, even though the dryer's been on there for God knows how long, It was, I had to drain the tanks once in a while, but it was not anywhere like that bad. Like in the summertime, it was real humid out. I'd have to drain the tanks like maybe once a week, and it would be, it would just be like real quick, maybe like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and that was all the water was in it. Nothing too crazy, but I on that truck I would have had to probably replace the whole dryer assembly because the filter was just probably rusted on there or something. But yeah, you're right. It probably should just spin right off. The problem is though getting under this thing because I've already had to get under it once before, and it's a pain in the ass. You pretty much can only come in through the back, and that's it. And then you got that cross member for the fuel tank and shit. It's kind of it's kind of shitty. I mean, I'll probably I don't know. I'll see how much it costs. If somebody does it for like if it only cost me like an extra $100 besides the bar to the filter, I'll probably just have somebody do it. It also help if my driveway wasn't gravel. Um, that would probably be better too. But I might just end up doing it. Then also the little part that scares me a little bit is like warranty shit. Like it's not. Let's say I do that and something breaks. It's an airline over by it and stuff. They'll be like, "Oh well, you changed the dryer filter. It wasn't it wasn't our problem that it broke." I'm kind of wondering when they're supposed to come and tell me to like pull up and open the doors up. That's kind of like what I'm wondering about now. I mean, it's just about almost 11 o'clock here, about 20 minutes or so. Let's see, 53-foot step. Yes, very easy. It won't break loose unless the air is completely drained. It comes with a little lube. You have to put the filter gasket 10 minutes to be done. All right, well maybe I might change it myself. Let's see here. Its badge is Bendex. See T680. $90 off Amazon. Actually, no, I can actually. Well, that comes with the little tube of silicone or whatever it is. Um, here's a no name one. It doesn't have nothing on it. It's just a black filter. That's $30. It's probably a Bendex filter anyway. And then you have a Baldwin for $57. All right, that ain't that bad. Shit. Hell, actually, here on Amazon for $92 you can get the filter and the whole dryer. And you know what? It looks like that dryer too. It looks like the dryer assembly for $92 the whole thing. Oh, that ain't bad. See, I guess I'm used to when I went to go, I was going to replace the dryer on the 9400, and they were telling me like $300 for a dryer. Um, and then I was looking, and a lot of times when I would find a cheap dryer, they're all sold out. So I guess maybe prices have finally come down to a reasonable amount. Um, so that ain't bad at all. That ain't bad at all. Chief Freight Hauler, make sure you get the right one. You need a Kolisk filter. They're about $200 for a filter. Well, I guess I'll just when I get under there, I guess I'll just grab the filter number off of it. So they're not. It's not going to be a $90 like Bendex filter. Let's try that. I guess I can back up now. He sent me the capstone. Hopefully I don't have to drive all the way out to open the doors up here. I don't think I have. Gotta pull up a little bit more, and stupid steps are over there on that side. All right, we're back after that exciting little process there. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, the filter. See how much it was going to be a $200 filter, like Cheap Freight Dollar said. I don't know why I can't find that filter. I'll probably just if it's something special, I'll wait here. Here we might about 195 for the filter. 196. All right. I mean that ain't bad. I mean if it comes right off, I'll just change it myself. Screw it. Why spend the $100 on labor or whatnot? Um. Oh, there we go. Right back where we were. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If it's not that bad, I'll just do it there, Cheap Freight Dollar. Why not? I actually, uh, I actually thought it was gonna maybe be a little more expensive, maybe. Yeah. Let me plug this camera in here real quick. the USB thing that's running all that camera and everything over there was starting to go down. That's probably why this went off too. Huh. Why is it not coming on now? Alright, yeah. That's why. Geez, any more interruptions? That's the difference between doing a live podcast and then doing a live podcast like in your basement or something. Oh, what's up? Ryan Sims leaving. I'll see you. Got to run 53 step. Yeah, let's see. What is it? It's just about 11 o'clock. I'll stay here till about 11, and then I'm going to get out of here too, probably. And I don't know, nap. Hopefully they have me unloaded by 1. That's really what I'm hoping on. In fact, that reminds me. Let's see what I'm doing with hours here. I would really much like to be able to maybe spend somewhat of the morning in my own bed at the house. That's Capstone. Oh, I got plenty of time. I have plenty of time that if I wanted to go home, I can go home. So that's good. Oh, and they're already unloading me now. So yeah, but hey, thanks Ryan for stopping by and watching this. As this live is slowly running down, like I said, I don't have much more to talk about. In fact, we're probably going to call it quits as it is right now. So, I mean, unless anybody's got any questions or they want to pop in here real quick, I think I still have the comment. I mean, I think I still have the. I mean, you don't even have to show your face. I think it's still pinned down there for a little bit, but I'm only probably if I do stay, it's only going to be for maybe 30 minutes or something. See, Chief Freight Hauler, I spent 7 hours at the dock for Food Lion last week. Was that the Food Lion over there by Richmond? I bet you it was, wasn't it? That right off of 295 there. That's the only Food Lion. Like I mean, like even for me, and they know they had to pay the attention for me, and they still take forever. I think usually it's between. I'm usually there 4 to 6 hours at that Food Lion. At least the one over there by Richmond. Ryan. Well, not really, because technically, um, oh, the one in South Carolina. Okay. Technically, it would even if I PC home, it would still be towards the direction of Pottsville, and they also consider that like a trailer drop lot kind of situation. So I really can't PC home from here. Now, if I was at Pottsville and I dropped the trailer, I could PC home from Pottsville, but not from here. Um, the one time I PC'd, I think I kind of got yelled at. I ended up let's see, I had a load to where was it? I think I went to U.S. Food Storage, U.S. Cold Storage or something. I think it was right there by Harrisonburg. You know where the Exelon Harrisonburg truck stop is? It's right down the road from there. And actually, it's on the other side of the highway. I ended up dropping off there, and I would have probably missed being home by about 30 or 40 minutes. So I PC'd from there all the way home, and safety kind of had a shit fit because they considered it. I guess because I still considered I had to come back to the terminal anyway to pick up my next load. So the way they considered it is I was, I was coming back to get my next load the next after the weekend, I guess you could say, because pretty much it was a Friday and I just wanted to get home. So That's why I PC'd home. I figured that extra like 45 minutes or hour wasn't going to be a big deal, but apparently it was. That too, I think there needs to be some change. That like it all comes down to voting and stuff, and whether or not we have any power either. Too, like in my opinion, some of the ELD shit needs to be changed. I mean, sure, sure, what's going on with the ELD is for the most part fine, but there's things that need to be tweaked. Like this personal conveyance BS, they need to just come out with a straight rule. It's one way or another. No gray area, no nothing. And as far as I'm concerned, if the driver, they should make a rule like if the driver is a certain amount like hours away from home, if the driver is like an hour away from home, he should be able to PC home. If he's actually going to park the truck and the trailer at his residence or or right there in a parking spot, he should be able to PC home. That's why not? If the guy's going to get better rest anyway. He's going to be home in his own bed. Just let the guy PC home. Now, PC home from Florida to like Pennsylvania or something. All right, yeah, I see where the problem with there is. But if you just make a stipulation for an hour or something like that, there's a lot of times whenever I'm on my way back home anyway. I'm usually missing it by an hour or two. And that's it. You know, if I'm in Florida, I usually expect like, hey, I'm not going to be able to just PC home or get home, so I don't ever expect to get home. But let's say if I leave Richmond, Richmond, Virginia, and hit some traffic and stuff, I kind of like expected to get home that day, but sometimes you don't make it by 40 minutes or something like that. And I think in my, if we really had any say in anything, we'd probably be able to maybe change some of those PC laws, or at least have some kind of direction, or give some kind of direction to whoever, not really Pete Buttigieg, but somebody in the that controls the FMCSA and some of those rules and regulations. Let's see, Ryan Sims. So I guess you have to have a bobtail. I mean, you can do it with an empty trailer, but it's got to be like, let's say if my house was in the opposite direction, I could probably get away with doing it. Like, let's say if I had to hop on 80 and go towards New Jersey, yeah, that'd probably be fine. But considering that my house is in the same direction as the terminal, that's the problem. And like I said, there's a gray area. The freaking, and even then, me driving the other way, somehow the DOT officer could have an issue with that. It's all up to the officer's discretion with PC and shit, pretty much. And that's why a lot of mega carriers just delete PC altogether. They don't want the problems There's too much of a gray area, and that also, and also a lot of the mega carrier drivers are kind of new, kind of like this guy next to me, and you start having them PC all over the place, and when they get in an accident, guess what? The lawyers come after you, and that's why a lot of mega carriers just delete. It's just not worth their headaches and hassle. So, let's see, Chief Ray Holler. Broker wanted my logs to prove detention. Broker wanted my logs to prove detention. It and out times was clearly written on the gate pass, but they wanted logs. I said the carrier's agreement stresses that I am not an employee, but you're making it seem like I am asking for my logs. They dropped the log request and paid the detention. Yeah, right. Like I don't know why don't they like stamp them? Hold on, I'm trying to think of what the one in Richmond does. Like I think they're printed out, aren't they? The in and out times, kind of like almost like a Walmart kind of setup almost. At least the one in Richmond's like that. I would imagine, like what they think you're gonna like stick it in the printer and print it out yourself or something. You know what I used to do when I would do like spot market freight, I would just screenshot Google, be like, look, there's me, I'm right here. You can, I would put it on satellite view. I would just screenshot it, the time and everything, just like a regular screenshot, and I would just email it to the broker. I'd be like, I mean, if you want, you got your tracking app on me too. Like, it ain't my fault the damn thing don't work because they would always use freaking what is that, trucker app or something like that instead of using like 4 keys or What's the other one? Wow, it's been so long since I've done spot market freight. I forgot what the tracking apps are. Um, Had to, and I got a little bit of a headache though too. Yeah, I can't remember what that other one is. It'll pop in my head here in a second, or somebody will say it like 20 times. Ryan Sims agreed. Yes, I mean, we just, like I keep saying, we don't have no lobbying power. We don't have no voter power. There's nothing for a politician for us. We're not part of the voting group. Most normal people hate us. We're dirty, shitty truck drivers that are in everybody's way. I mean, at least if we got out and vote, that was like 3 million votes you could pick up right there in one group. But we don't. We don't. And like I said, I think maybe if we try, maybe me bringing absentee ballot to light, maybe making that's why I said this vote.org. I know kind of what side that vote.org is technically on and everything, but it it pretty much, you click on it and it directs you right to what you got to fill out. You don't have to go look for it yourself. You don't have to do nothing. It's easy. It's quick and easy. It's idiot proof pretty much, and that's pretty much the only thing. If a trucker has to pull up his phone and sit here for 20 minutes and read a bunch of stuff and go back and forth to different screens and shit, he's not going to fill out his absentee ballot. Just going to that website and clicking on your state and then bringing it all up for you and you're filling it out, done. That's the only way it's going to happen. So like I said, I'm going to try to push that. Absentee ballots. I'm going to try pushing. Get home if you're allowed to vote early, and get out and truck and vote. That's what I'm going to try to push. Let's see, cheap freight hauler. You can't be feathering the truck towards your next load. Yep, you can't be feathering the truck towards. Yeah, so technically my next load would be out of Pottsville. So that's one thing. I was on, yeah, Macro Point. There you go. That's the one I forgot. Now I like Macro Point. I still haven't ever heard of anybody that won that Macro Point. You know how they used to? I don't know if they still are. Now they give away like $10,000 or $5,000 every couple months or weeks or whatever. I still don't know anybody that's got that. Oh, freaking Trucker Tools, yeah, that POS. And it's a shame because that seems like if Trucker Tools actually worked, it seems like it would probably be pretty good. But that thing's they got like retards freaking programming that. I don't know who they got on their coding team, but whoever runs that trucking the Trucker Tools. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that thing. It's a shame because, like I said, in theory, the prompts it gives you and the things to fill out and stuff, and especially like their load boards, if the brokers actually filled the shit out right on the load board, it would be a pretty good little app. But it's just like you said, it's a POS. Ryan Sims, Navisphere, I think. Navisphere. Oh, okay. You're talking about, yeah, C.H. Robinson. Okay, you're talking about Macro Point. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, was Macro Point. But cheap rate haulers. C.H. Robinson is great. I actually pulled a few decent C.H. Robinson loads. I also pulled a few TQL loads too. That I've never had a problem with them. But apparently, I guess if you're ever in the, it probably has to deal with their, how do you put it, their agents. It has to deal with whoever agent you're dealing with. That's really what I think mostly puts a big. I mean, some agents are probably big enough within TQL and CH Robbins that they can kind of do whatever they want. But if you happen to get that one overseas agent or that one agent that has no idea what they're doing, I think that's when you really get screwed with those guys for the most part. The ones that don't want to, you email them 20 times, they don't want to answer your emails back because they know you're already pissed off and everything else. Yes, there you go. Cheap Freight Hauler says right there, I've been getting around $4 a mile from C.H. Robinson. Yeah, so like I said, sometimes it all depends on your agent and where you're at. I mean, and you're not afraid that C.H. Robinson ain't gonna pay you. In fact, they're probably paying you quick pay, I would imagine. So like shit like that. Like I don't know, that's for another day if I get into all that crap about brokers and stuff. And then you know what? I don't even, like I said, I don't even do spot market anymore. So if you really want to use, you know, if I burp one more freaking time, if you really want to get into the spot market and spot market rates are going or something, you should watch Snorlord. You know, throw in here. I'm sure everyone does here. I mean, our chief rate hauler does. I think Ryan Sims does. So like, you know, his take on spot market and his analysis and stuff and his no BS attitude. That's pretty much probably right now the go-to be all man for some spot market freight knowledge. Um, that or when DIY comes on with wow. Like I said, I know I have a headache right now, but I'm like drawing a brain fart now. It's like my head just gummed up with something. But I don't know. Like I said, maybe I should call it a night here now. It's like past 11. It's past 11. All right. Well, this was fun, guys. A lot of people are starting to trickle out. If you can, go ahead and hammer down that like button and stuff. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna call it a night. I'll probably maybe take a nap out front here or whatnot. It's been kind of a long day, just driving through shitty rain and wind, especially that wind. When I was empty coming back, man, that wind was horrible. But right now, it kind of looks like it stopped outside. Don't really look like it's raining, and I haven't heard the wind here in a while, so that's good. The only reason truck's shaking is because they're unloading me. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it a night. Remember, this year is what year? Presidential voting year. So get out and truck and vote. So that's what we're gonna keep pushing here. Truck and vote. I'll probably end up doing something, maybe either live or a video, just real quick, just to bring up that vote.org. So like I said, if you think you're going to need an absentee ballot, go check out vote.org. They're going to want your number. You gotta agree to it, but pretty much just the way I figured. If they end up texting me, I'll just block them, put them on the block list. Only thing I'm using them for is pretty much to quickly get you guys to your absentee ballot for your state. Oh, and also you can look up whether or not your state can vote early. So if you can actually get in and vote early too, that works. So that's what I'm going to start pushing here on every video and on every live. I'm going to try to push trucking vote. Get out and vote, because, like I said, 700,000 guys out of 3.5 million is a little ridiculous. And then we wonder why nobody takes our political cause or our causes in general and does anything with them, because we're not politically active. We don't, we can't. There's nobody for if we don't get behind anybody else, why would they get behind us? Except for OIDA, and all they're doing is really that's turned into it is what it is. I mean, it does do some good, but really it's just it's a marketing campaign really for OIDI at this point. Let's see here. Chief Freight Hauler said a few more things. 650-mile load turned into almost 5K. Hey, you can't freaking beat that. That's for sure. Back when rates were good, yeah, that's for sure. I remember my Chicago to Newark, New Jersey for freaking $5,500. I miss those. I would, if that went back to that, I don't know. I'd be very tempted to maybe just go all in on my authority and start running for that crap again. But who knows? But anyway, you all have a good night now. Stay safe out there. I don't know if it's snowing. I think it's snowing maybe up near Chicago area up there. Probably the Great Lakes region. Take your time. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't do 70 mile an hour. Take it easy. And, for the most part, just hang in there. I mean, if we can all make it through this year, I bet you things are going to get better. I think 2025, as long as the presidential election goes, maybe in our favor, I think, I think we're going to go back to almost a a more just-in-time kind of freight market here. And because, like I said, I don't think they want to pay for all this warehousing now. So anyway, you all take care. This is Jackknife TV. Jackknife out.